Hello. Today we're going to go over using a thesaurus, which may seem like, hey, I know how to do that. This is just kind of silly, but I really do have a point to this. For objectives, I want to teach you some tips and tricks for using a thesaurus in order to promote your vocabulary, but also improve your overall writing skills. So, a lot of you will use the same words over and over and over again and maybe use the thesaurus to change it up once in a while. But sometimes you'll actually use the thesaurus and come up with the wrong words. And I want to show you where that kind of happens and how to kind of look out for that. A thesaurus is basically a huge, gigantic word list. The book, if you have a physical thesaurus, it can be inches and inches thick. And it has every single word pretty much in there. And you can find the word, and then you can find all the words that are synonyms and antonyms. Synonyms being similar meanings, not exactly the same, but similar, and antonyms being opposite meanings. And it can also be used to help you define words. For some people, the dictionary is actually more complicated because the dictionary will give you this complex definition, and you're still going, I still don't get it. Whereas a thesaurus might just give you, here's a bunch of other words just like that. And then you go, oh, okay, cool, I got it. That can be helpful that way. So a thesaurus it can be very helpful that way. So, for example, happy. If you have the word happy and you go to thesaurus.com, and it's there we go, and you look up happy, it's a simple word to try and practice this on, but you can see there's two different tabs here. Okay, so you can have happy as in all of these words. In this particular online thesaurus, red means it's much more close to the definition, and orange means you're starting to kind of go a little off, maybe. And so you might want to check and see that you're using good ones. And then of course you can scroll down and say, well, similar to airy, are there more? How are they related, and what's the next one over, and that kind of stuff. So you can kind of get that. But you'll see that this one means in high spirits or delighted, like I'm happy to go to the party. Whereas this one, favored by fortune, these are like it was a happy accident, a fortunate accident. It was a lucky thing. So you wouldn't necessarily say he was successful to go to the party. Yeah. So this is where you have to be careful when you use your thesaurus, that you're finding the right word to go with your word that you're looking for. So you don't want to accidentally, say uh, it was a overjoyed accident. They met by a peaceful accident. Like, no, no. So you want to make sure that you've got the definition that most suits what you're looking for there. So when you're doing happy, that's what you want to kind of watch out for. So um, thesauruses are great for improving your own writing by seeking out and using new words. And that way you can improve your own vocabulary. And you can also impress your teachers. Because if you're always writing sentences saying, he was sad about missing the party, but he was happy that he got to do this, and he was happy and he was sad, and he was sad and he was happy. If you're using the same words over and over and over again, it kind of gets really repetitive, and it's not really great at showing off. And again, you can use it as a dictionary alternative. So that's what this next one is. So his skills in prestidigitation were amazing to watch. If you're like, what the heck is prestidigitation? Okay, you want to type it in, or in this case copy paste because it's easier. If you go over here and you type in prestidigitation, um, you'll see that, oh wow, okay, so abracadabra, alchemy, astrology, exorcism, occult power, magnetic necromancy, prophecy, illusion. Oh, so prestidigitation is kind of like magic. I got it. So his skills in magic were amazing to watch, but prestidigitation just sounds a lot cooler, right? So this, you want to like do that reverse lookup to try and figure out what that word might mean. So her obfuscation of the topic made it impossible to understand. Obfuscation. So you go over here and you put that in there, and you say obfuscation. What the heck is obfuscation? Befuddlement, bafflement, bewilderment, confusion, perplexity, puzzlement. Oh, okay. So it just means confusing. So obfuscation basically means, you're trying to confuse someone. The people who are like trying to obfuscate the cashier with I gave you a 20 and you only gave me 10, change for a 10, and that kind of stuff. They use obfuscation to try and get what they want out of something, trying to confuse your parents when they're asking you a direct question and you're like, what do you mean? And your obfuscation might be a little easy to catch there. But again, they're your words. You're using these words, and you can use the thesaurus to better understand it. So, like if I went to dictionary.com, I went to dictionary.com. Let me try obfuscation. I haven't tried this yet, so we'll see what the definition comes up as. So it does dictionary.com obfuscation. And taking a moment because we've got to have all these other things. The act or instance of making something obscure, dark, or difficult to understand. So that could work. I mean, that maybe you'll read that and go, oh, okay, so you're making it difficult to understand. I got it. Or you could use, these other words and go, that works too. So either way works, but thesauruses are really kind of helpful for doing that. So as you're going through and you're writing your sentences, it's great to use a thesaurus. But again, you want to make sure that you're finding the words that you really, really need, that you're looking for, and not something that's going to make it completely off topic. Okay, so you want to find ones that mean the similar thing. So as with happy, you want to make sure you're looking at the right type of word. And then there's also antonyms. So if you go to antonym.com and you like type in happy, you'll see the opposite words like depressing, unhappy, sad, dejected, discontented, dysphoric, unhappiness, sorrowful, joyless, infelicitous. Oh my gosh. So, if you like, I need the opposite of happy is sad. Okay, great. Well, but now you want other ones. And so you want to look for things that are in here that are what you're kind of seeking. So take a moment, and you can pause the video if you want to, and take a moment and kind of look here at these practice sentences. He was sad about losing the game. She felt happy after she got her birthday present. They were walking to school in the morning, and she was tired after hiking. So take a moment, hit pause, and see if you can find some words for it, and then I'll show you some tricks. Okay. All right, so if you've unpaused at this point, we got he's sad about losing the game. Okay, so coming back to this obfuscation thing and hitting sad, you'll see that we have two different definitions. One is affected by unhappiness or grief, or unfortunate and distressing. So it was a sad moment in his life. It was a bad moment. It was a dark moment. Not necessarily he was feeling depressing. See, you can see how that doesn't quite work. He was feeling tragic. He was feeling moving. He was feeling dejecting. You may need to make sure you're putting in the right word. But he was feeling bitter. He was feeling dismal. He was feeling heartbroken. He was feeling melancholy. He was feeling mournful. He was feeling pessimistic. He was feeling somber or sorrowful or sorry or unhappy, or wistful. And those are more specific to the word sad. But then there's other ones. Here are similar words like he's feeling blue. He was feeling forlorn. He was feeling downcast. He was hurting. He was feeling pensive. He was feeling troubled. He was feeling woebegone, lugubrious, So you can try these words out. And if you like looking at that word and you're like, oh, what the heck is lugubrious? You can then look that one up and just kind of go from there and see where that one is going to take you, and make sure that it means what you mean it to mean. Okay, so he was feeling either dismal or melancholy, and these are the similar ones for lugubrious. And then you can kind of go from there and find the word that's perfect for what you're looking for. So going back over here, we've done happy. We found a bunch of words there. So let's try walking. I'm sure you were able to find some great words there, but walking. And yes, this is not an adjective, this is a verb. And yes, there are synonyms for verbs. So they were walking to school in the morning. They were marching to school, promenading to school, ambulating to school. They were roaming to school. They were strutting to school. And then, you can try other ones. If you know someone, they were shuffling. You know, they were. They were skipping to school. You can find other things, and start playing with those words as well. But here are some different words than walking. They weren't it's boring to say the kids were walking to school. You can say they were strutting to school if you were proud of themselves. They were wandering to school. They were marching to school. Like maybe their parents were like, "You've got to go." You've got to. They were. You can change those words around and kind of have a little bit of fun with them. And again, build your vocabulary while impressing your teachers. And then she was tired after hiking. Okay, so she was tired after hiking. Let's see if there's another word for tired. Alright. Tired. Alright, so we're looking for words that are similar, that are meaning exhausted or weary. So she was tired after hiking. She was annoyed after hiking. She was distressed. She was drained. She was exasperated. You can also again use exhausted. She was weary. She was irritated. She was beat. Oh my God, I'm beat. I feel beat. She was done in. She was tuckered out. She was worn out. She was run down. She was dog tired. So you've got all of these words that you can use to kind of spice up your writing. And this doesn't have to just be in fiction. You can use it in your nonfiction and your research as well, because you don't want to use those same words over and over. So I know, yes, a lot of you have had some practice with using a thesaurus, but I wanted you to kind of see some of the tricks that you could use. And so if you have more questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a really great day. Bye.